Today we're going to talk about how to retell a story. And retelling a story just means that you are telling it again. So maybe you heard about a story and you want to tell it again to someone else. But maybe someone read a book to you and this time you're just telling it out loud. You're just using your words. So we are going to use this to help us retell the story that Miss Teo read to us yesterday, Chrysanthemum. So I have 3 parts that help me to retell my story. I have B for beginning, M for middle, and E for end. So I separate my story into those 3 parts to make sure that I have all the important parts in my story. So at the beginning, remember, we met Chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum was born and her parents said she was so perfect. And so they needed to name her a perfect name. And they thought Chrysanthemum was a perfect name, and so did she. She loved her name. So I drew a picture of her here and I wrote her name with a heart because she loved it. And I wrote, I love my name. It is perfect. Because that's how she felt at the beginning of the story. In the middle of the story, she went to school. Do you remember? And when she first went to school, she met her classmates, and were they kind to her? No. They were laughing at her and telling her her name was too long to fit on her name tag. So she stopped liking her name, which is why I put an X through her name. And see all of her classmates, they are laughing because she stopped liking her name because her classmates were not being kind to her. So sad. I really hope nothing like that ever happens to you, because that is not a kind choice that someone else is making. At the bottom, remember, the middle of the story has a lot of things, so I put a few different things. At the bottom, remember in the middle of our story, Chrysanthemum was having some dreams. And she had a dream, because she did not like her name anymore, that her name was Jane. A nice small name. Jane's a nice name, but so is Chrysanthemum. But she was dreaming about what her life would be like if she had a short, small name. Okay. But then at the end of the story, we meet someone named Mrs. Twinkle. Do you remember that teacher? She was pregnant. She had a baby in her tummy. And all the students loved Mrs. Twinkle. All right, do you remember they were putting on a school play? And they were all so excited about it. But here's the thing. Mrs. Twinkle told the class that she had a name that was long too. And all the other students said, really? They were shocked. And Chrysanthemum, that made her so happy. And do you remember what Mrs. Twinkle said about Chrysanthemum's name? She said she loved it so much that if she had a baby girl, she would name her Chrysanthemum. And do you know what happened? Do you remember the very, very end of the story? Mrs. Twinkle did have a baby girl. And when she named her Chrysanthemum, that made our main character Chrysanthemum very happy. She, in the end, loved her name. So that's why I put a heart with her name, because she loved it so much. So if you are trying to retell a story, you can make a chart like this, put a part for beginning, middle, and end, and then you can draw some pictures and write some words to help you remember all the important parts of the story to retell it. So I hope that was helpful, because soon in the next couple weeks, you are going to practice retelling some stories too. Have a good day.